Good morning, all of you. Now we will start chapter 2 of political science, that is federalism. As we have discussed in chapter 1, political science, power sharing. And in different forms of power sharing, that is, power is shared with, among different levels of government. And this is also called the vertical division of power, which is the major forms of power sharing in modern democracy. So now, first we will just discuss about what is federalism. Federalism means that is division of powers between central and state. That means it is a system of government in which the power is divided between a central authority that we can call central government and various constituent units of the country, that is different states. In a simple word, federalism is division of powers between center and state. As we have discussed in chapter number 1, two case studies, Belgium and Sri Lanka. And in Belgium case, we have discussed that they have shared the powers not only at different organs of government, but different levels of government also. They have even given equal importance to the local self-government or regional governments, and every form of government had their roles and powers. But before starting what is federalism, we will just discuss about, that is there any other form of government also? Yes, it is called unitary form of government. That means federations are contrasted with unitary. Unitary means one level of government. So now first we will discuss about unitary system. There is only one level of government or the sub-units, but they are subordinate to the central government. That means state governments are there, but they are not having their own power. They have to depend on central government. The central government can pass on orders to the provincial or local governments, but when we are talking about federal system, in federal system, the central government cannot order the state government. They are having their own powers, which is not answerable to the central government. And both are equally responsible. As we can see in India also, that in Delhi government is having their own powers. They are not dependent on central government. So this is the difference between that is unitary and federal form of government. So now after that, we will discuss about some features of federalism. And that is federal government, which is a set of government in which powers are distributed between a central authority and various constitutional units. Can anyone tell me what are constitutional units? What are constitutional units? Raise your hands only. No one is able to give the answer. Constitutional units. Just now I told you the meaning of, yes, Vansh. Very good.
Different states of
Yes,
countries.
different states. In a simple word, different states. Now, what are the key features of federalism? Number one, I think this is a part of the definition of federalism. That means 2 or more levels of government. So what does it mean? In a federal government, in the countries which are having federal form of government, there are 2 or more levels of government at the state, provincial or local levels. जैसे हम इंडिया में देखते हैं as an exemption, we have third level of government also. What is the name of the third level of government in India? Anyone? What is the third level of government? Yes, beta.
Local level.
Local level, or we can say that is in rural areas, it is known as Panchayati Raj system. In urban area, it is called municipal corporation. I think अभी आपने सुना होगा in UP, local self government, local level के जो elections were held in which BJP won the seats. So first, 2 or more levels of government. Second, that is constitutional status. Constitutional status means different tiers of government govern the same citizens, but each tier means central and state, has its own jurisdiction that is related with legislation, taxation, and administration also. Legislation matlab, that is law making powers. Both are having law making powers, whether it is central government. And who is the ruling party in central level in India? Which is the party?
Bharatiya Janata Party.
Yes, BJP. And when we are talking about state level, as we are the citizen of, we are residents of Delhi. So Delhi में किसकी government है?
आम आदमी पार्टी.
Aam Aadmi
Yes,
Party.
Aam Aadmi Party. So both are having their own powers to make laws. Taxes collect करना, taxation and administration. We are having central secretariat also. We are having Delhi Sachivalaya also. Because Delhi is the capital, so that's why central government is also here and local, state government is also there. So each level of government powers are specified in the constitution. Next is jurisdiction of the respective levels or tiers. Tiers means levels, we same. That is specified in the constitution, and existence and authority of each tier is constitutionally guaranteed. Next is that is fundamental provision of the constitution cannot be changed by one level of government. If any change is required, for that consent of both the levels of government is required. That means only one level of government cannot change the basic fundamental provision of the constitution be changed. After that, independence of judiciary. And that is in India, we have last year also we have discussed about role of Supreme Court. So courts have the power to interpret the constitution and the powers of different levels of government. And in case there is a dispute arises between different levels of government, so court acts as an umpire. Like last year, if you remember, we have discussed a case study, that is Indira Sahani and others versus Union of India. Remember? In class 9, working of institution में we have discussed a case study, Indira Sahani wali, and role of legislature, executive, and judicial. After that, financial autonomy. Because money is quite important for the smooth functioning of government. So due to this, to ensure financial autonomy, federalism provides specified sources of revenue for each level of government. Every level is free in its own way to impose taxes and raises funds in this way, because if they are having the financial powers, automatically they can do their work in a proper manner. So what does it say? Or we can say federalism or federal government has dual objectives. Number one, safeguard and to promote unity of the country. Like in Belgium, we have seen. And how? That is through mutual trust and agreement to live together. Governments at different levels should agree to some rules of the power sharing. They should also trust that each would abide by its part of the agreement. So we can simply say that an ideal federal system has both the aspects, that is mutual trust and agreement to live together. So these are the basic features of federalism. But not only we will discuss about features of federalism, but we will discuss about, that is, different forms of federalism, or we can say division of federalism in two parts. Because whenever we are talking about federalism, it varies from one federation to another. That means the exact balance of power between the central and the state government varies from one federation, yani one country, to another. That depends upon the historical context in which the federation was formed. So now we can say there are two routes through which federation have been formed. Number one, it is called coming together federation, and second is holding together federation. So